Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be playing around with some drugstore makeup. I haven't played around with drugstore makeup for a very long time, and here's why. I can never find my shade. There's just not enough products that cater to black skin at the drugstore. Although we have come a long way with foundations, I think everything else is kind of subpar, and I've been having quite a bit of struggle finding certain things that I like. But I'm here to do a full face, well, pretty much a full face of drugstore makeup, just to show you what's really been going on. So before I get started into this video, if you are new, welcome. Please subscribe and let's get started. Okay, so I have my bag of goodies that I got from Shoppers Drug Mart. Now, I was trying very hard not to cheat and go to like e.l.f. or NYX, but I ended up kind of looking in that area also, and what we have at our drugstore here in Toronto sucks. Probably in the States you probably can get like an array of different things, but here it's kind of a bit of a struggle. So before I actually get into any of that, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal any of my dark spots. So right now I'm gonna take, which is an affordable drugstore product. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color orange, and I'm just going to color correct. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to foundation. I've heard a lot about this foundation, and I'm like, you know what, I need to give it a try. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation for normal to oily skin in the shade 340 Cappuccino. And I did do a swatch, and it's okay. It's okay. I think this one of the range that they had was the closest to what I would use for me. As you can tell, I have a yellow undertone to my skin, so this had a yellow undertone, so I'm gonna give that a try. The only thing that I do not like is that it do not has a pump, so I actually have this little tray right here that I'm gonna just put a little bit of it on or there, and it looks like it's gonna be my color match. I did swatch it on my hands, and I have this little random brush, and I'm just gonna like put it on. Okay, I think this shade might be a little too yellow for me. It needs a little bit more of that warmth and that darkness, but we'll see when I blend it all out and see how it transforms on my skin. But today I'm gonna be using a beauty blender. I haven't used a beauty blender in the longest time. So this is the QUO, whatever that brand is. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This is a body blender, and I thought this would be perfect for the face. I should do this quick before this thing blends out, because this dries. When I did a swatch on my hand, this dried so fast. I don't want it to do that, so maybe I should move faster than how I'm moving here. That, it feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel as soft as like a beauty blender. Like this is like really squishy, whereas this has like a little bit of like tug to it. So I'm gonna give it a try and see how it works. Okay, so this is kind of like how big it's gotten since. Not really much of a difference. I'm gonna go ahead, oh my god, did this dry down already? Oh, did this dry down already? Oh my god, and blend this out with this blender. Okay, so my first impressions of this is that it actually matches my skin complexion really well. I definitely do not like it with this big sponge. It made it a lot easier to blend out, but I find that it definitely sheared out my coverage that I like. I'm gonna put this down for a minute. Off the bat, it definitely sheared out my foundation a lot. Like if you have flawless skin already, it's fine. But for me, I definitely like that full coverage, just because my skin type has a lot of texture. So I'm going to move, and I'm going to use my Morphe M439 buffing brush that I always use to do my foundation, and see if that makes a difference. I'm just gonna add another layer on top and see if that makes a difference to how everything applies. Okay, off the bat, I definitely am moving maybe because I'm used to this a lot faster with this brush. I stopped using a beauty blender a while ago just because I find I was taking too much time with the beauty blender and that the brush was a lot faster and a lot less messy. So I kind of just started working with using the brush. However, it is not full coverage. This is not a full coverage foundation. This is definitely a medium foundation. Yeah, it's definitely a medium coverage foundation. Like, I already went over my face twice with it already, and it's definitely not canceled out and given me that look that I want. On camera, it probably looks really nice, but in person, it's a beautiful foundation. It's really light. Even though I went in with the second layer, it's still really light on the skin. It's just that it doesn't give you that coverage, or it doesn't give me that coverage that I want. Like, if I had even textured skin, this would be the foundation that I would definitely gravitate to. This is also a nice foundation if you're going on vacation and you want that coverage, but you don't want like too much. This is definitely that foundation that you want. So definitely if I go on vacation, like somewhere, I'll definitely bring something like this just for like if I want like an everyday kind of like coverage. But I definitely don't like I can still see my 5 o'clock shadow. Like, it's just not performing how I want to, especially if I'm doing like a full coverage glam. Like, look at, you guys can see how many times I've had to go over with this foundation to kind of get the look that I want, that I get from my Fenty foundation. Off the bat, this foundation is beautiful. It is a medium foundation. Like, it looks super natural, and actually this color matches me pretty well, like with my yellow undertones. Like, this color actually probably matches me really well actually. On camera, it's probably picking up a little bit more yellow, and because I have all of these lights, but it actually looks stunning. Like, I'm actually shook. And like, I actually really like this foundation. I can see why people really like this foundation. If I had perfect skin, and I didn't have any imperfections, any discoloration, any of that, I would actually probably go for this as my everyday foundation and use my Fenty like when I'm going out, because this is actually such a beautiful foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this. I could not find for the life of me a setting powder that I liked, that I wanted. So we're gonna have to kind of skip over that, and I'm gonna have to use a non-drugstore setting powder. So this is the Bobbi Brown Sheer Finish Pressed Powder. I love a pressed powder. I don't like using a loose powder to set my face. I just feel like a pressed powder performs a lot better on my skin. It also packs in that powder to keep that nice finish. I find like a loose powder is just, it's good for like your under eyes, but not for your entire face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use some of that. All right, so moving on to contour. I usually use my Fenty matchstick in the color Espresso. But for today, I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Dark Cocoa, and I'm going to actually use that instead. At my drugstores, they don't sell LA Girl. So maybe at your drugstore, you may be able to find LA Girl. But at my drugstores, we don't. I actually have to go to the beauty supply store to get LA Girl. And we all know how amazing the LA Girl Pro Concealers are. So I'm just gonna go ahead and contour. Now with Dark Cocoa, this isn't dark enough. This is why I use the Espresso. It's a lot deeper in color. And I haven't used this shade in a while, and I think I stopped using it for that reason. It's just not dark enough as Espresso. But for today, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it and make it work and see how it does. But as you can see, it looks almost pretty similar to my foundation color a little bit. So it's not giving me that full contoury, chiseled out look that I really like. But I really did not want to use, I was trying to not use as much as my expensive makeup as possible because I wanted this to be true drugstore. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to eyeliner. I usually do my eyeliner first. I haven't done my makeup in a while just because where I work now, I really don't even need to really be putting on makeup. That's that. But I'm gonna go in, okay, once again. I was having trouble finding a really good drugstore eyeliner. If you guys know of any really good drugstore eyeliner, please let me know in the description. I saw some, but I just didn't like having to pay, you know, $15 for an eyeliner. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me to be paying that much money for an eyeliner. I don't know. That's drugstore. I don't know. So some of it was the fact that I was like, oh heck no, I'm not paying that money. And part of it was the fact that, like, I didn't know what to choose and what I would like. And the thing about the drugstore, especially at my drugstore, we can't return anything that we don't like. So it's kind of like you're pressured to make the right decision on the spot. So I just like opted out to just not do it and just go ahead and use my Fenty liner in Fly Liner. And I'm just gonna use that to do my wing, and we're gonna move on to the next thing. All right, so I went ahead and I did my wing and put a little bit of mascara. This is the Maybelline Legal Length Fiber Extension Mascara, and I actually really do like this mascara. It gives me nice length. I put a very thin coat. I really don't care what mascara I use because I do wear falsies, so I don't really care. But if you're looking for a mascara and you are allergic to wearing falsies or you don't wear falsies, this is a really good mascara, the Maybelline Legal Length. All right, so jumping right back into my bag of goodies. This is actually one of the products that I'm so excited of because I love doing under eye highlight. It's my favorite thing. This is the new Loreal Infallible. Oh my god, what is it? This is the new L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. This is what it looks like. And what vibes does this give you? Let me know in the comments. Tarte Shape Tape. Let me show you. They're actually the same thing, the same thickness, the same everything as my Tarte Shape Tape. The color is even similar to my Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. Ah, look at it. Even the doe foot is the same as the freaking Tarte Shape Tape. I am freaking done here. They literally just copied, oh my god, they literally just copied the same freaking concept. I'm done. So because I love my Tarte Shape Tape so much, I'm so excited to try this out. Oh, I think this is gonna be a good color. So I got the color almond. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that out. I think I might like this. Because I'm also looking for an alternative to not use my Tarte Shape Tape all the time. Because I have to like buy it from the Tarte website, it's a whole lot more expensive. It's like $50 for this one little tube. So if I can get an alternative that's cheaper, this was I think 20 bucks, but if I can get an alternative cheaper, that saves me 30 bucks in using my Tarte Shape Tape. And I'm actually vibing with the color. I am vibing with this color. I'm so freaking excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so to blend this out, I'm gonna go in with the Q, I guess, airbrush sponge. This is the Velvet Touch. So this is the Shoppers Drug Mart brand, and I just wanted to try it out and see how it is. Ooh, it's nice and soft. Ooh, feels really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet that and I'll be right back. Okay, so before I blend that out, I just realized, yeah, that the concealer has like a fragrance to it. It's like not super strong, but you could definitely smell it. So if you're allergic to scents, maybe that's not the thing for you, but just to know that it does have a little bit of a scent. And so now I'm gonna take my little sponge and I'm gonna go ahead and blend. Oh no, I think I found a new favorite concealer. I think I found a new favorite concealer. This concealer, and I actually kind of like this sponge. Wait, it like, hold on a minute. Let me just gather my thoughts because I think I'm liking this sponge. This sponge is actually pretty good. It's like not really holding the product. So the product is nicely dispersing on your face. But it like also keeps the product in place, so it doesn't shear out the product as I thought it would do. Like sometimes a beauty blender will do that. Like I find like my beauty blenders actually shear out my product. The only thing that I'm noticing is that I don't know if maybe it's the concealer. No, not the concealer. The foundation, because it's so matte, it's like breaking up. I don't know if you could see that, but it's like breaking up and looking really funny in the middle of my nose. I've lost my natural contour that I usually always have because it's getting a little bit difficult to blend in the center of my nose for some weird reason. I'm only having issues with it there, but I actually like this little sponge. This sponge is actually really nice, and I didn't think that I was gonna like it as much as I did, but I actually really do like this sponge. Okay guys, so I don't even think I even need to set my under eyes, just because this is so drying that I feel like I don't even need to set my under eyes. But just because of force of habit, I'm going to do a little smidge of, okay, so I'm going to move on to bronzer. Wow, that was a struggle to find. I could not find a bronzer to save my life. And I saw that Wet n Wild came out with some bronzers, so I rushed over to the Wet n Wild counter to see if they had any Wet n Wild products, and they didn't. They had the Wet n Wild products, but they didn't have any of the bronzers, so I couldn't get any of the bronzers. So for today, I am going to have to use my tried and true MAC bronzer in the color Sun Power. So what I was looking for in a bronzer was a tone that had like red in it to give me that warmth back into my face. Like I feel like my face looks good, but it needs that warmth because I look very yellow right now from the highlight, from just my natural skin tone. I feel like I just need some warmth back into my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my bronzer. Couldn't find a bronzer, as I said, that was red enough to give me that bronze effect. I looked at a powdered foundation. I looked at whatever bronzers they had. Nothing was as red, like that brick, that red undertone enough to give me that warmth. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. See, as you can see it has that like reddish hue, which gives me a really nice kissed from within look. Okay, dipping into my little bag of goodies again. I am gonna dip into blush. Now, I was struggling to find blush. So we have two drugstores here, Shoppers Drug Mart and Rexall. And most of the products that I got were from Shoppers Drug Mart, but I was struggling to find a blush. All of the blushes that I could find were either too pink, like bubblegum pinks, nothing deep for medium to deep skin tones. So I decided to go to Rexall, where I find like they have a little bit more of a range just because they're American owned. And I found a blush from Rimmel. This is the Rimmel Maxi Blush in the shade Rendezvous. And this is what the shade looks like. So, and this kind of reminded me, on camera it looks a lot more purple, but it's like a plum shade, and it has like very fine reflex of like shimmer to it, which is really nice. And this kind of reminded me of my MAC Ambering Rose blush. So I thought, okay, let me try this out and see how I really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Ooh, this is really pretty. Yeah, see, it reminds me a lot of Ambering Rose. It does. Ambering Rose had a little bit more red to it. This definitely has a lot more purple undertones, but still, like, it's still really, you can really see, yeah, you could really see the purple undertone to it, but it's still really pretty. I'll definitely use this, but it's a really pretty blush, but I wanted something I like blushes that are a little bit more warm. But this is a little bit cooler and kind of gives me more of a purpley vibe, but I still really love it. And I love the pan size. Like, look at how big that is. So this is definitely gonna last you a while. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lashes. These are the Lashes for Days by Bold Face. These are not really, I don't know if I would say they were drugstore, but they are really affordable. They're like under 10 bucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those on off camera. While my lashes are actually drying, I'm gonna go ahead and take this L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and I'm gonna go ahead and run that through my brows, which gives me that like nice bushy, full, defined detailed look that I absolutely love. So another purchase that I'm super excited about is the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in their newest shade Molten Topaz. So that's what it looks right there. And I also have Molten Gold to compare the two. So they do look a little similar. Molten Topaz is a little bit deeper in color. It has a lot more color. It's a lot more golden, whereas Molten Gold is more of a brighter, shimmery gold. So I wanted to give this one a try and see how I like that, because I am obsessed with Molten Gold, and it just looks so beautiful and so natural. So let's go ahead. They killed, I'm sorry, Maybelline killed it with these highlighters. I don't care. Maybelline killed it with these highlighters. So this one is, yeah, see? It has a lot more gold reflex to it. I would probably wear this and pair it on top with Molten Gold. Molten Topaz is a lot more goldy than Molten Gold. Molten Gold has a lot more. I'm gonna add a little bit of Molten Gold on top because it is like my favorite, but I'm gonna add a little bit of that on top. Oh yes, and it just brought out even more of the color of Molten Topaz. Oh, I just love this highlight. So I do like this highlight. It is a little bit more similar to my color, my skin tone. It's not as bright and vibrant, but I really do still like it. I think I will definitely use this as well. Okay, so to complete the final look, I am going to go into the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Finishing Spray. I used this once when I did a full face of Wet n Wild, and I was like, I was okay with it. My favorite one is the NYX Matte Finishing Spray, but for today I wanted to give this another try and see how I feel. Okay, Kayla, I think I went a little too ham. I didn't know it spritzed out so much. Now I'm like wet. Oh my god, I'm wet. Now I have to let this like dry down. All right, guys, there you have it. A full face, pretty much almost a full face of drugstore makeup. So for the foundation, I think the foundation is beautiful. It is stunning. It is perfect if you have pretty much flawless skin and you just want like a little bit of coverage. This is amazing. It does dry down matte. However, it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. As you guys saw, I went in with 2 coats of foundation on my face, and I don't feel like I'm super heavy or that like I could feel the weight of the makeup on my face. So this is something that I'll definitely be gravitating towards again. I do just wish though it was a little bit more coverage, but for what it is a beautiful foundation. The color match is pretty much like on point with my skin tone. Like, I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. This is definitely a good one to go to if you're on vacation or if you're planning on traveling, and you don't want to bring your expensive foundation, or you want something that's matte with full coverage but like not super full. This is definitely the way to go. I really do recommend this, and like all the reviews that I've been hearing about this foundation is on point because this is a really good foundation. As for the concealer, I absolutely love it. I freaking love it. I am going to gravitate towards this more often now, kind of substituting it between this and my Tarte Shape Tape, just because like this is really expensive and I don't want to really waste it. It gave me beautiful, beautiful, beautiful full coverage. I find sometimes with my tape shape is that sometimes right around this area it shears out and you could see like a little bit of my darkness, whereas this didn't. And I don't know if that was because it was in conjunction with this beautiful, beautiful sponge that I'm going to talk about in a minute. So I'm definitely going to try the Tarte Shape Tape with this sponge and see if it does the same effect. But overall, I really, really do love this concealer. It does have a mild fragrance to it, so if you are sensitive to scents, then this is definitely not going to be the concealer for you. But if it's something that doesn't bother you, then you're going to definitely love this. So I'm so happy I got my hands on this because I absolutely love it. The Rimmel blush in Rendezvous, really like it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful blush. My only issue is that it's more of a cool tone blush, whereas I like blushes that are a little bit more warm and bring that like natural radiance to your cheeks. However, I really, really do like this. I wish that they I hope that they do more shades. I'm definitely gonna look out for more shades in this because I would love to try more of a larger range in their deeper shades if they do have it. But I really, really do like it. I think it's a beautiful color. I feel like this color would look so good on like a black smoky eye or like a brown smoky eye. Just to pair it would look so beautiful. So I really, really do like that. And then for the highlighter in Molten Topaz, I do like it. I know as I was putting it on, I said, okay, I might gravitate towards it. Not 100% sure if I'll like gravitate towards this one in particular, just because it gives me more of a muted look and it's a lot more golden than my Molten Gold, where the Molten Gold is a lot brighter in color. So I don't know, we'll see how I feel about this, but I still do really like the Maybelline highlighter line. I think they're super beautiful. They look really nice and natural and like that nice wet look. So I really do like that. As for the Co whatever body sponge, I didn't really like it that much. It did blend up my foundation really quickly. However, what my issue is always with beauty blenders and why I stopped using beauty blenders for my foundation is the fact that it shears out your foundation. And considering that this is pretty much like a medium coverage, it literally this blender made my foundation look like a light coverage foundation. So I was not too happy with that. So I kind of, as you saw, I switched out to a brush. But this could be nice like to put on, like if you have like a body lava or something on, like it would be nice to like put that on with. So I may get some use out of this, but as for my foundation, no. And lastly is this, the same brand, but the Velvet Sponge. I love it. I really, really do like it. I don't know if you could tell, it did not absorb a lot of the concealer, whereas I found that my beauty blender absorbed a lot more of the foundation. This kind of just, it absorbed a little bit, but because I think it's a velvet texture, it kind of just laid the concealer on top, and then it was easier to disperse my thing, and it kept my concealer in its spots. It didn't shear out, it didn't move, it didn't look weird. It kept it in its spot as I was blending it out. So I really, really like that. So I think I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna try it with my Tarte Shape Tape and see if it does the same thing, because if it does, then this is gonna be my new combination for my under eye highlights. All right guys, so that is it for me trying out drugstore makeup. Let me know in the comments if you have tried any of these products, if you are gonna try any of them. Let me know if you wanna see more drugstore makeup videos from me. I could definitely do more. However, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.